Kyle Smith is a U.S. soldier. He's in the Air Force, and I think he was deployed in Kyrgyzstan. And he had this dog, an 11-year-old German Shepherd named Bodza. Bodza? I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry about that. But this story went viral because of this touching moment. Take a look at what just happened recently. He had to put his dog down because he was sick and he was in pain. And apparently this was a military dog, and then he adopted the military dog, I guess, when he left it, and the dog did too, because the dog was too old to do it or whatever. But anyway, they loved each other, and he put this dog down, and he draped a flag over him, and he cried, and it's a touching moment. Look, I don't want to downplay it. I mean, yeah, a love for somebody's pet, I mean, it could really be strong, and they're innocent animals, didn't do anything to anybody, and yeah, it could really hurt. So I'm not lambasting this. What I am mad about is when you look at this comparatively speaking. So what I mean by that is we apparently care more about, and the story goes viral when it's a dog who died, and you have the touching moment of the U.S. soldier with the flag and shit. There's more on this than there is on whenever we massacre civilians. You know? Like, we really do care about our pets more than we care about their lives. You know, minimum 200,000 civilians died in Iraq? That's minimum. Where are the, touching stories where, reporters go to Iraq and talk to family members who lost their son or their daughter or their mother or their dad, and, you get their human perspective where, hey, my dad was a welder or some shit, and he provided for us, and he gave us a great middle-class life, and then he was killed by U.S. airstrike, even though he's got nothing to do with Al-Qaeda or the Taliban or anything. He's just a normal working guy, and now we're... we don't have any money, and we went from there to a smaller place where we were living, and now we're homeless. And this all happened because of the U.S. militarism and the intervention. Where's that story? Where's the picture of the boy in Iraq or Yemen or Pakistan, taking their flag and putting it over their, dead parent or sibling or whatever? Where is that? We do, and it happens all the time that, like, we recently bombed a funeral in Yemen or Pakistan or a wedding or, it's a common thing. 90% of the time, we don't get the right people with the drones. That's not me saying it. That was internal government documents. This is what was leaked in the drone papers. So, it drives me crazy that because of war propaganda and because of the military-industrial complex and because our media is shitty, there's no humanization of the civilians that we massacre. But this goes viral. Again, I'm not putting it down. It's a cute story, and I'm sure the dog was great, and I'm sure this guy didn't do anything wrong. He was in fucking Kyrgyzstan. Fuck you, can you do wrong in Kyrgyzstan? Not that I think we should have a military base in Kyrgyzstan, but that's a separate story. But why? Why not more care about human beings and people who we kill because the military-industrial complex and war is a business, and because we want natural resources and we want more power and control, and because we're the only world superpower and imperialist nation? Very little discussion of that at all. So it's fucking heartbreaking. I mean, I remember we covered the story in, it was Kabul or Kandahar, I think it was Kabul, where the U.S. bombed a hospital because we were told, or somebody said Taliban is in there. The Taliban weren't in there, so we bombed a hospital and killed, over a dozen innocent people. And I did a story where I went through each one of their personal lives and what they did and stuff. And at the end of it, I was torn up because I'm like, Jesus, man, this is so important, and nobody else is talking about this. But that's what a real media would do. Again, nothing wrong with this story, but when you grant more humanity to our pets than to innocent civilian lives from countries we've invaded, that says something about your moral compass, and it ain't pretty.